Hello, hello, hello again. Right 1060, Oakland University. I hope you are all still doing well. Today's video is going to be about rhetoric. So I want to kind of review this source right here with you called About Rhetoric. So when you click on it, it brings you to another link. And then when you click on that link, it's going to bring you to this page here. And About Rhetoric was written by Professor Jim Nugent in our department. He does a really good job succinctly of helping us think about rhetoric in particular ways. Rhetoric also will help us with our research projects as we think about the type of research that we're doing. What is our purpose for our research? Purpose is really big when it comes to rhetoric. We think about our audience, who are we writing to? These are some really key concepts that we need to be thinking about as we are writing this particular kind of a larger paper, this research project that's coming up. So we're going to propose research, as we talked about in our previous video. Then after that, we're going to really get into the nitty-gritty of the actual research itself, right? We'll come up with some research questions. And as we are putting those things together, we kind of want to think about, how does rhetoric fit in? How are we using rhetoric effectively? Are we thinking about our audience? Are we thinking about our purpose? Are we thinking about the product that are all those things coming together and meshing well together? And we think about these in terms of the rhetorical triangle, right? I mean, I've been kind of talking about purpose and audience and use. So the basis, the kind of the foundation of rhetoric for me, and I know for a lot of my colleagues, and as we think about any communicative event, whether you're recording a video, i.e. like this one, or whether you're writing a research proposal, what is your purpose? Are you informing? Are you trying to persuade? Are you recommending? Are you suggesting? Are you arguing something? Are you trying to change people's perspectives? Are you narrating a story, et cetera, et cetera? And who's the audience? So for this, a lot of, depending on the topic that you choose and the thing that you are going to investigate and inquire about and research about, that will largely, in large part, will determine somewhat your audience. And then you, in this particular case, are the rhetor or the rhetor. There you are the author, more specifically right here. And this is all wrapped up in what we call context. And that's the big green thing, the big green circle that surrounds it all. And in the middle of the triangle is the text. So that would be, in this case, is going to be your research. So we start with the research proposal. Your purpose is to propose a certain type of research. You as the rhetor, your audience is me, to get approval, to demonstrate through this proposal. That's the item itself. That's the it's not a hard copy, but that's the written piece that you're putting together, to demonstrate to me that you've put enough forethought into this. You've got a plan. You've got good research questions. You have something that will sustain you right throughout the entirety of the semester, and that this research topic and subject is important to you. It's significant. It's meaningful, and all the things that we talked about in the video that are even listed there on like the bullet points and stuff, right? And the context is the class, right? To learn more, to grow more, to understand more about the research topic, and of course, obviously, the part of the context. Two is that we're online, right? So we're learning in this particular type of way. So the context, too, dictates that we can't do interviews. We have to do surveys. We have other ways of getting primary research. Secondary research may be a little bit more challenging, as opposed to just going to the library and picking things up, right? So the context has changed a little bit. We have some more limitations and a few more restrictions on us than we normally would, even if you were taking an online class, but we have extra constraints out there in the world. And as we write, we got to think about our rhetorical appeals. As we write, are we making a logical progression from one thought to the next as we present the information that we find and that we research? We're also going to think about, is there any reason for us to get emotion from our audience, right? Do we need to draw on or pull on the heartstrings, as they say, in our piece? It may not be necessary, but it's there. And then ethos, establishing your credibility and that you have the authority and that you have the character, excuse me, has a lot to do with how you put this thing together. How well is it formatted? What's your word choice like, right? You consider all of the evidence. Are you presenting it in the way that you should present it? All those things. So be really become familiar with this and think about, because we're going to talk about these rhetorical elements as we're writing our rhetorical and, as we write our research papers throughout this semester as we start to build it. All right, guys, I'm down in my last 10 seconds on this video, so I will talk to you all soon. Bye.